My work told me I am sexually harassing customers.
Obligatory on mobile, so formatting might be janky. I, female, have been working for this company for about 6 months and we have a strict dress code that I follow closely. Our uniforms include a dry-fit polo that comes in men's and women's. When I got hired and was assigned my uniform pieces, I requested to get a men's cut because the sleeves and length fit me better than ladies. They gave me ladies' cuts. No biggie, I'm pretty easygoing, so I just wear them and don't complain even though they're a little tight in some places. Yesterday I came in on my day off because we had a maintenance emergency that shut our location down for half the day. While I was there helping out, I'm salaried BTW, so this was completely on my dime and unpaid. My store manager said we need to have a talk.
Apparently in a manager's meeting my name was being tossed around because I have nipple piercings. They're just bars with 2 balls on the sides. They're not huge and I've had them for a decade. I like them and am not planning on taking them out anytime soon. I guess some customers have complained and the company is giving me the option to either wear a bra. I have like a cup's breasts. They're not big and a bra is unnecessary and uncomfortable for no reason, or undershirt or cover them in band-aids when I come in. I said that gender discrimination because there are men walking around with nipple piercings wearing the same uniform and you can see them and no one has ever said anything to them. My boss said it was considered sexual harassment on my part towards the customers. I don't understand how I am sexually harassing anyone considering I never ever talk about my piercings, touch or mess with them in public, and keep my breasts covered at all times.
If anything, in my mind I'm being harassed because if you don't want to see my piercings, don't stare at my chest. I've had a couple other times when my piercings have caused issues, but both of the bosses I had at those times basically told the person complaining she's not flashing you. If you're uncomfortable with them, don't look at them. You shouldn't be making any comments about a female coworker's breasts in the first place. I'm considering cutting ties with my current work over this. Am I overreacting? Are they right? Again, I keep them under my shirt and don't wear revealing clothing. The dress code doesn't say anything about a bra as a requirement, and there are 3 people at my site alone that have multiple nose rings and face piercings, which is 100% against dress code, and they've never been spoken to.
Plus 2 people who have at least 1 nipple piercings, both male. I'm incredibly frustrated. I've been working unpaid hours and killing myself for this company, and this is the first time any upper management has recognized me, and after everything, this is what they had to say.
If they're only approaching you and not the men, you have the makings of a gender discrimination lawsuit. They're trying to hide behind language to bolster their weak position. Stop doing the extra work. Let them fire you. Then lawyer up. Probably good to talk to legal counsel now. There's a lot of lawyers that would be happy to take this on contingency. Good luck. So, if a guy is wearing pants that are too tight and I can distinctly see the outline of his penis, is he sexually harassing me? Thinking face. Customers sexualizing your appearance is not you harassing them. Management singling you out because of gender differences like this is sexual discrimination. If they gave you the looser fitted and possibly thicker fabric men's uniform shirt you'd requested, maybe they could have avoided falling deeper into gender discrimination. If they understood they don't get to dictate your underwear, they could have stopped. Alas, doubling down on gender discrimination is the path they chose.
Your nipples were a topic of conversation at work. Hard stop.
Ask them to make their expectations clear in writing so there is no misunderstanding. Then keep doing what you are doing. If they fire you, sue them. How do you know I am not wearing a bra? Quote, there is no way they can answer that without it being sexual harassment. Don't change anything. Don't change how you act, work. Let them fire you for it. Ask for them to put the request in writing. Tell them if they do not put the request in writing, that you will disregard it. Since you're planning on leaving anyway, file a complaint with the EEOC. Without knowing where you are, I can't tell you where specifically to file it. But here's a jurisdiction map. I filed a complaint with the EEOC. They'll arbitrate this for us and figure out who is harassing who. Firing you for filing this complaint is illegal retaliation. Even if your EEOC complaint isn't successful, check the requirements to be a salaried employee and make sure you meet them. If you don't, file a complaint with the labor board. Firing you for this is also illegal retaliation. Edit. When I hear uniform polo shirt, manager, and customers, salaried exempt usually isn't what enters my mind. You can be salaried, but they still have to pay you overtime if you don't meet the criteria. Find an employment law lawyer. This should be pretty simple discrimination case if they are asking you and only you. Ask for the specifics in writing. Say you just want to be clear what the expectation is. If it's an email to you and not a change to the current dress code policy, I'd say this is a good indication they are targeting you. Most lawyers will offer a free consultation, and this will give you an idea of where you stand. I would try to follow up with an email with the person who talked to you and CC anyone in your chain of command, including our. Start by asking for clarification about dress code and which specific part they feel you were in violation of. Then ask which other managers were discussing your nipples and what prompted that. Then ask to see the customer complaints to find out what exactly they said or what their concerns are. Ask them to be very specific in regards to what they deem to be sexual harassment. For example, were you accused of any of the following: physical acts of sexual assault, requests for sexual favors, verbal harassment of a sexual nature, including jokes referring to sexual acts or sexual orientation, unwanted touching or physical contact, unwelcome sexual advances, discussing sexual relations, stories, fantasies at work, school, or in other inappropriate places, feeling pressured to engage with someone sexually, unwanted, sexually explicit photos, emails, or text messages, and exposing oneself or performing sexual acts on oneself. If they're going with the last one, ask when you were out of uniform and exposing yourself to customers. Request a time and date, and if there is any surveillance cameras, also the footage. If they only saw a line or a bump under your shirt, ask if visible panty lines was also sexual harassment. Were they planning to update the uniform policy so anyone with nipple piercings will have to wear a bra or use bandages? Are they forcing all employees to go without underwear or only wear thongs to avoid those panty lines? Let them know that you take accusations of sexual harassment very seriously, just like you take false accusations of sexual harassment seriously, and you will be awaiting the initial customer complaints that required all the managers to discuss your nipples, as you definitely want to comply with uniform policy and avoid your managers talking about your nipples. Also, for clarity, you will only discuss this matter in writing so there is no confusion about what was said should you need to refer to these notes for whatever reason. All employees, including men and office printers, must wear bras to keep everything on a level. Your boss is the one that has a problem with you. No customers are actually complaining. Do not quit. Make them fire you and get them to write explicitly why. Then get ready for a windfall. This is super illegal. Congrats. Then if you wear a bra, those same customers would complain about seeing your bra straps. Unless all people with nipple piercings have to wear band-aids, stick up for yourself. If you're considering cutting ties anyway, why not die on this hill? This is them harassing you and admitting that your nipples are coming up in management meetings. Sorry to tell them, but most bras aren't going to hide your nipples or piercings. Especially for the creeps looking on your management team. I agree with others that you should get a free lawyer consult. As an aside, I noticed you said bras were uncomfortable for you. Check out a bra that fits if you ever decide to search for a comfortable and good-fitting bra. What you wear, including lack of a bra, does not and cannot constitute sexual harassment. Frankly, if you wore a bikini to work, that would be of uniform, but not sexual harassment. I agree with others. It sounds like it could be sexual discrimination. So, your manager forced you into a meeting to talk about your nipples, and then blamed you for the sexual harassment? I worked with a girl who got demoted because she looked down her own shirt, out of view of customers. And one of the security cameras saw down her shirt and saw she wasn't wearing a bra. Get everything in writing. Find out the laws of consent regarding recording conversations. Speak to a lawyer. Do not quit this job. They're dead-ass wrong and they should pay.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.